Well, we are back on Open Line. We are so glad that you have been joining us this evening. Incredible questions. One of the incredible things about the questions, how many questions actually help people when Kevin gives the advice that he's able to provide you with, one of the top attorneys in the state. We are going to get back to our questions. We have just time for a couple more, so get on the line with us if you can. Beverly is on the line with us. Beverly, good evening. Thanks for your patience. Do you have a question or a comment for Kevin?
I have a question. This is an estate planning question. And right. I want to know, in the state of Tennessee, is it better to have a will or a trust? Someone had told me that you could have either one. And as far as the will is concerned, I had also heard that if it is written in your own handwriting and witnessed, that would be, admissible.
Okay, it's a great question. Let me dance with you just for a moment. First off, there's a good argument could be made according to your particular circumstances. So you really ought to make an appointment and talk to a lawyer. There's lots of lawyers who talk to you. Free initial consultation, just qualify that and go in and hear what they would recommend for your particular. Now, if you ask Kevin Kennedy, do I have a will or a trust? I have a will. That doesn't mean that someday later I might consider, it's just what my circumstances have been, and I have a will. And the third question you were asking about, if you wrote it out in your own hand and you signed it, is that legal? That is a holographic will in the state of Tennessee. It is legal. Again, you're open to interpretation on a lot of different areas that you shouldn't have any interpretation of. So I want to tell you, definitely talk to a lawyer. I would consider the will. I recommend wills to everyone all the time. And if your circumstances change, a husband passed away, a child passed away, a divorce situation, one of my grandchildren or children develop special needs, boy, me and you're going to talk, and we're going to put together a special needs trust, and we're going to put together a will. Remember, a lot of wills, if we had children, we'd write a will, and I'll leave this money to my children to be paid partial, 25% at 18, 25% at 25, and then 50% at age 30. We do all kinds of creative things. So thank you for the question. You helped a lot of people. The name of the game is get that will done. So let me shout this, Chuck, please. You ask your mother, your grandmother, your grandfather, and if they have it, where is the will, so that if something happened, that we've got possession of it. It'll save you a lot of grief. And so get those papers in order. Thank you so much, and God bless you for that.
Absolutely. We've just got under 2 minutes left. James, you're going to try to get to your question. You've been on the line with us. If you can get that question in quickly, Kevin can answer it for you. So, James, what is your question?
All righty. My question is regarding mental health services in Tennessee. I have a friend who's been in 6 psychiatric hospitals in the last year. It's terribly sad. She has a lot of trauma in her life. And I've been a close friend of hers for a long, long time, and I realized that what she needs to do is from the hospital be transferred to a longer-term care center. And I express this to the case managers all the time, and that hasn't happened. I did some research on this and found the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse and talked to them, as well as the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse, and just to see if there are any public records regarding those agencies' assessments of the different facilities. And apparently there aren't. So when she got out of a hospital a week and a half ago, and she was arrested 2 days later. This is on and on and on. I realize likely many people in these hospitals are real concerned about.
We've got about 1 minute, James.
Okay. Well, should I just get a private attorney to help me look at this?
Okay.
Absolutely. And you remember, you always have the options. If the mental issues are so great that you have to have a conservatorship, then that places you in the decision-making process. And so I'd recommend that. You don't have to take that on. Again, if you go to jail, they're going to try to do a mental evaluation on you. Sometimes they can run 60 days in those facilities to determine whether you understand the criminality in which you're charged. It's 2 different tests. The person you're describing needs some long-term help. And thank you for trying to reach in and help some. We are going to see an explosion of this with all the people that are inside. It's very tricky. I've got families calling, bipolar disorders, depression, anxiety, and they've got to be addressed or they're going to manifest themselves in criminal arrest. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Incredible advice. We really appreciate that, Kevin. So, Kevin, that is going to do it for the questions this evening. You've helped so many people. As always, it's good seeing you. When we come, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to tell you how you can get a hold of Kevin Kennedy. So, Kevin, safe travels. Be well.